Hello and welcome to Unikronn's Gaming. Today it's all about Ridge Racer 3D for the Nintendo 3DS. I'm using a 3DS XL here. It's not mine, but my wife doesn't use it anymore. In fact, she doesn't use a Switch that much now. Anyway, yes, so I'm a huge fan of Ridge Racer, so I thought there's one Ridge Racer I always wanted to try, which I haven't, and that was the Ridge Racer for the 3DS. You can see here. Picked this up secondhand from eBay. Cost me about, I think it was about £6. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, nice and cheap. I don't mind I don't have an instructions manual. To be honest, I just wanted the game, and £6 is basically nothing, isn't it? Really. So yeah, just picked it up. So that's that. The actual machine itself, like I said, this was it is my wife's. She don't use it no more. I asked her if she could find it for me. It was in the back of a cupboard somewhere. I had to buy a new cable for it because we couldn't find a cable to charge it. But apart from that, which was, how much was that? I think that was about £4 from Amazon or £5. So yeah, so in total, what's that, £11 I spent to play this game. So yeah, I put quite a bit of time into it. I think I'm on the GP race 13 or whatever, so I've unlocked quite a few bits and pieces here. So I just thought I'd just give my overall opinion and see how it stacks up to other Ridge Racer games. First things first, I'll talk about the graphics. They are okay. Yeah, I'm assuming this machine here is more powerful than a PlayStation Portable. Yeah, but this game graphically, I find that it's actually worse in a lot of areas than Ridge Racer 2 on a PSP. Is it because it had to be in 3D, so they had to dumb it down, or first generation game? Even the frame rate, there's quite a few drops, and when you use your nitrous, the graphics do break up, and the visual draw, so how far you can see, isn't that great? It's just messy and pixelated. Sometimes corners come up so fast, and the graphics really do break. And when this game drops frames, oh my god. So yeah, I don't know what this game is, if it's supposed to be a locked 30, but it definitely does not feel like a locked 30 to me. So yeah, so the graphics, I was a bit, I mean, some of the courses do look nice, but when I compare them to the PS3's Ridge Racer 7, because those courses are lifted from that, there's a huge difference, and it's literally night and day. But for what it is, it's okay. But I don't know, I was expecting better than the PSP, and even some of the courses that are on the PSP and on here just don't look as good to me, unfortunately. So yeah, I was a bit perturbed by that. So yeah, I didn't like that much, to be honest. I really didn't like that at all. Overall, I would say the UI is serviceable, but it's too basic for my liking, and unfortunately this is just like some of the other Ridge Racer games, especially the PS Vita one, where you can see where they took shortcuts, and where it's almost, for example, the speedo is the same for every car. Doesn't matter what the manufacturer is, which shouldn't be that. I mean, I wonder if we can see here. How do I change the view? Is it this one? Auto dynamic, behind, driver. Normally it would be here, but they don't show it, unfortunately. So yeah, that's a bit of a shame. But yeah, look at that. I just noticed the replay is in a better frame rate than when you're actually playing. That's odd. It looks so much more smoother. Huh. And it's also a bit slower as well, because the game feels much and looks much faster when you're actually racing. That's strange. Okay. When it comes to the audio and the music, It's got quite a few of the old classic tracks, which are great, and you always want to have that. And it's got some new tracks as well. Once again, for me personally, I found the newer tracks didn't have the same vibe as some of the old ones, and didn't sound as good. I've heard a few of them before because some of this stuff in here got ported to the PS Vita version of their own Ridge Racer. So I'd heard some, and it sounds more, I hate to say it, generic for a racing game. If you heard it, you wouldn't be like, oh, that's from Ridge Racer 3D. A few of them you would, but most of them you just wouldn't. So, the sound effects, they're good. Well, okay. The engine sounds are probably the best that Ridge Racer has sounded in a long time. They sound a bit more meaty rather than like a lawnmower. So yeah, that's always good. The music and some of the other sound effects do sound a little bit compressed, and I was using earbuds with them. So yeah, I don't know if that's because it had to fit on a cartridge. I don't know what size the cartridge is, but it just sounded a little bit compressed, which was a shame. So yeah, but apart from that, overall, it sounds cool. It's got a ton of soundtracks on there for you to listen to, and you unlock tons of them as well. If I can just quickly talk about the actual gameplay, right? I've spoken about the frame rate issues, which crops up here and there. The game structure is in between Ridge Racer on the PSP and Ridge Racer on the PlayStation 3 there. So basically Ridge Racer 2 PSP and Ridge Racer 7 PlayStation 3. It's like a hybrid of the two. So the Grand Prix structure is fine, but it's the actual AI, because we've dropped back to 8 cars here. Or is it 10? No, I think it's 8, which I don't like dropping back to 8 cars, to be honest. But the AI is weird. It will try and fight you in groups of 2. It doesn't matter if you're using your nitrous or whatever, it's going to overtake you, then drive in front of you and try and let you crash into it. It's almost like it's taking a lot of the features from the OG Burnout games on the PlayStation 2, which to me is not what Ridge Racer is supposed to be. So yeah, that annoyed me. But once you can weave your way past them, it's generally okay. But it's just, yeah, there's a lot of argy-bargy in the game. A lot of it here. I mean, I don't know if you can see here in one of my replays there. They just want to drive in front of you. Slipstream is fine, but that's just what they do. So yeah, so that was quite annoying a lot of time. So yeah. But apart from that, I mean, these are small niggles, but I have to compare it to all the other Ridge Racer games and see where it stacks up. So yeah, but playability, it's a good Ridge Racer game. It's a good Ridge Racer game, for sure. I'm just gonna do some comparisons. Yeah, how does it feel? Well, 3DS, I'm sorry about the reflection, but the 3DS in general, it feels okay. Bloody hell, the reflection's terrible. It feels okay. The buttons, as you can see here, they are small, but it's only got this amount of space to fit into, so fair enough. But I found them responsive. The D-pad is a little bit recessed in there, but it was responsive enough, and the buttons have enough travel on them, which is fine. I didn't like the 3D, as you see there. That gave me a headache, to be honest. And I don't know if it's this one in particular, but this one flops a little bit. A little bit loose. Sometimes I want to play it like there, but it would keep, when it's in my hand, sometimes my hand was shaking a bit, it was flop down to there. So perhaps I would have just been better off with the 2DS. Sorry, the 3DS, but that had no hinge. I think they called it a 2DS. But yeah, so, but overall I didn't get no cramp, and my nitrous button was here, the R button. So yeah, it was generally comfortable. I could play for a decent amount of periods, and my finger wasn't cramped at all. So that was nice. The resolution on the screen, yeah, it was what it was really. Do I wish you could flip the screen over? No, not really. Could I rather have the bigger screen to play the game? So yeah, that was me talking about Ridge Racer on a 3DS XL. It wasn't bad. Okay, to continue the comparison, this is the 3DS XL. This is a PlayStation Portable, PSP, and this is another PlayStation Portable. This one is a PSP 1000, and this one is the PSP 3000. So, I don't have Ridge Racer on here, on this one, because I don't have that many copies. Oh my god, that's disgusting, sorry. So yes, I have to put Outrun, just something to show on there. But it does work. In the hand, this, even though this is a big chunky boy, as you can see, similar type of D-pad, buttons and their layout. Because there's more space, it's more comfortable. It's much more comfortable, to be honest, when you're holding it. See the difference? The buttons and the size. No one is cramped. The D-pad also, look at the difference in size. So when you're playing racing games, it's just more comfortable on here. Obviously, most of the racing games you're going to play realistically going to be 30 frames per second. But hey, this is also 30 frames per second. The screen on here is definitely a better quality than, I think it's like a second generation LCD on here. I don't get that ghosting on this one because this was the last model of the FAT. Can we see the, yeah, there you go. This was like one of the last FATs that were made. I think this color came after the pink one. Yeah, and this is a Japanese machine as well. So I think by the time they're making this, they'd stopped selling the fat ones in the UK. We was onto the PSP 2000s, but this is one of the last of these fat ones in from Japan, and I imported it. So yeah, but for a racing game, I'd say this is definitely more comfortable. The battery in this doesn't last as long as obviously what's on the 3DS XL. For some reason, these batteries are like godlike. So yeah, so I'd say you could definitely play longer than on the PSP 1000. Okay, let me put this away. So, the Daddy, the 3000. This is my favorite handheld still. I just think ergonomically, it's thinner than the 1000, but not too thin. But it improves upon it in every way. The D-pad is actually better. The buttons are just the same. Obviously the R button and L button are just as good. But yeah, but the buttons down here are easier to get to. Which not necessarily when you're playing this. If you want to pause the game, got some claw-like method to press start there. And if you want to restart, if you want to unpause it without losing speed, you got to do this. Or tap that and quickly go back. This is crazy. But anyway, yeah, screen, I'm going to say this screen's actually better than this one. And graphically, if we're talking Ridge Racer 2 compared to the 3D, when this is 3D, it actually looks nice and crisp. But as soon as you move it a bit, you can't see the 3D, it just breaks up. And I know the new 3DS XL, which had a little nub there, had much better stereoscopic 3D. Oops, what did I do there? Back, yeah. That's much better 3D, but this is, I'm sure most people had a standard 3DS or the original 3DS XL. compared to the amount of people that probably had a new 3DS XL. So yeah, as you can see, turn it away, the screen gets washed out a bit, so you got to get it dead on. Whereas I found this, it just always looked generally good, even off angle. It generally looked okay. Tiny bit shimmering on the screen though. But as the games go, this game is better. Ridge Racer 2 is far, far superior than Ridge Racer 3D. The main reason is 60 frames per second. Maybe not locked, sometimes there is drops here and there. And when you boost, it doesn't break up, whereas this one it does. And because it's 60 frames per second, it's just more responsive. It's just, every racing game should be a minimum of 60 frames per second. And this handheld, it was and is. So yeah, so this game is actually better. If this game was on here and was in 60 frames per second, then yeah, sure, this game could probably do it better. I mean, this machine could probably do it better, but as it stands, I can only go about what we've got. So yeah, for me, this whole package trumps this, which I was quite surprised. So yeah, really surprised. You're not going to see the 60 frames per second on here because my video is 30 frames per second. But trust me, from the naked eye, this looks much smoother than that. Here is Switch Lite against the 3DS XL. I don't have a Ridge Racer for this, so it's the only racing game I've got, so I just put it here just to show you. The screen is nice and vibrant, as you can see that already. Obviously, graphically, it's far more superior to this here. And this game is also running at 60 frames per second. No breakup, so yeah. Oddly enough, the button situation, wait, hold on. Yeah, the button situation isn't much different considering how much bigger this machine is. You'd think that the buttons would be bigger on here, but no, they're not. And as for the D-pad, there's not much to it. Look at that. Sorry, this one's a bit grimy here. But look, they're roughly the same size. And that makes this machine a little bit cumbersome. And where it is as well, I'm not a fan of. Obviously, I prefer PlayStation, so to me, this is the wrong way around. But you can get used to it. But it's so small, and it's too far down compared to where the buttons are here. This should be in the middle somewhere, or perhaps the D-pad should be up a bit. Maybe the buttons down a bit. I don't know, but it just doesn't feel right to me. Yeah. Or it's because, you know, I don't own. Oh, okay. I have access to this, but it's not mine, so it just feels a bit weird. It's very thin. I just feel as a handheld, it's just, I don't know. This actually feels more comfortable. I didn't think it would be, but this is actually more comfortable. Because the angle between the button and the D-pad isn't as drastic. Whereas on this one, yeah, it just is. I mean, look how much space they had to play around with. This could have been bigger. I could have got to at least here. This is just too small. And the buttons could be bigger. I mean, yeah. So anyway, that's the Switch Lite. Ergonomically, this just feels better. Now, I wouldn't mind a Ridge Racer on here, but there isn't one. Well, okay, technically there is now. Arcade Archives Ridge Racer is on there, but I'm not buying that. So yeah, this to me still, for the feel and playing racing games, still trumps this. I just don't think this is a good handheld, in my opinion. It's ergonomically, I don't think it's a good handheld. Okay, now we have the battle of the big boys. This is a PlayStation Vita OLED Fat 1000. This is a PlayStation Vita Slim LCD screen. Most people are probably not going to like what I'm about to say here. Realistically, ergonomically, this is a great machine. Great screen, fantastic. analog sticks are great as well, even though we don't need to use the analog. Actually, no, let's talk about them because you can use both these Ridge Racer games with the analog stick. And this is an actual analog stick. You can't press it down, but it's an analog stick. This is some sort of nub thing, yeah. So it's not as good. I'm trying not to get the reflection on here. So yeah, this has a screen protector on there. This is my day one UK OLED PlayStation Vita. It still works fine. I don't use it because I use the Slim. It feels slightly better in the hand. The D-pad is actually improved, which is even better because this D-pad here is pretty cool. But this one's even better. The buttons are a little bit small, but just like 3DS, you have to get used to it. But they do stick out more, which is nice. Yeah, right, here's the thing. People say, oh, the OLED is better. No, it's not. It's just not. The whole point for portable system, is that I can take it out and play it out and about. And on the train, and my commute to and from work, when the sun was shining, I couldn't see the screen. Yeah, I know we live in England. Cue the sun and England jokes. But anyway, when it was daylight, shall we say, and I was on a train and the light was coming through, I was sitting next to the window, no matter how I angled this, I couldn't see it. So at the best of times, unless it was winter or autumn or evening, I couldn't play this machine. The reflection, I don't know what brightness this machine is, what nits, but it's not bright enough. So that discounted this machine for me. This, I could see it in any condition. This screen, yes, it's not as punchy, but I can see it, and that's what I want to do. And the battery lasts longer, and it's more comfortable. So yeah, ergonomically, it does trump the 3DS. This is almost perfect. But now the games, content-wise, this is far superior than this. Far superior. The 3DS Ridge Racer 3D is far superior. This took the mick. Day one DLC. I think when the game came out, it's 3 tracks or something like that. A limited amount of cars. But anyway, we're just going to talk about what it is here today. I have everything that this game has to offer. I'm a Ridge Racer fanboy. I just got it all, and I bought the whole thing. Say what you want, but that's what I wanted. So if I'm going to choose which one to play right now, it's going to be this one, because it plays smoother and it looks better. Some of the courses on here are nicer, but the brand new courses that I'd never seen before that were for this game, for some reason they ported them to this as DLC. And the unique cars from Ridge Racer 3D got ported to the Ridge Racer on the PlayStation Vita. So I had everything that was unique and new about this game here got ported to this game. So to me, I'd rather play this. It doesn't have the Grand Prix structure, which is sad. So this, as a whole, this game's got much more content. But if you just want to sit down and play Ridge Racer on a train, realistically, I'm going to choose this. I'm going to choose this one because it plays better, it looks better. It does have a tiny bit of slowdown here and there, tiny, but it doesn't have the breakup of this game. So yeah, as an experience, this trumps that. But at the time, for your money's worth, this was a joke. But if we're just talking about just playing it here and now, getting the best portable Ridge Racer experience out of the two, you're gonna go with this. Not by much, but you are. So yeah, let's bring in this bad boy here. Okay, I have one more machine, and to be honest, this is just a WTF. It's like, why would you? But I'm gonna put it here anyway. I'm gonna put it here because technically I have it, and it has Ridge Racer on there. I can play Ridge Racer 2. It's got an upscaled version of the PSP version on here as well. But for the sake of the video, I'm just showing Arcade Archive Ridge Racer. Right. These machines are like years apart. They, to be honest, don't even really do the same thing. This, I can play on the train. I can play on a plane. Oops, what did I do? What did you do, Unikronn? What did you do? What did I press? Save replay. Save replay, yeah. Okay, we want to save replay. Which one do we want now? Okay, well, let's just go to that. There we go. Right, hopefully it'll bring up a replay so there's something to see on the screen. As you can see, this is loading in real time. It's not too bad. All right, this is a slow course of one of the beginning cars. What was I saying? Yeah, this you could take anywhere. This whole package. Doesn't matter if you have access to the internet or not. This, I'm gonna say, is for home, hotel rooms, when you go to families' houses and you wanna play your Ridge Racer from your machine or the cloud in somebody's apartment, flat, hotel, yeah, or you're tethering from your phone. This, you don't have to worry about any of that crap. You just start and play. This is a lot of caveats, and the connection has to be perfect with the PlayStation Portal. It has to be perfect, because otherwise what's the point? Whereas this, nah, even if it slows down, yeah, within a couple seconds, that hiccup will go when you get back to playing this. Not really. But it's, you know, it's here because I've got it. I'm not going to take this on a plane or the train because I can't access the internet. So I'm not going to do it. If I'm going to go on a cruise, for me to get internet while we're at sea, I'm going to have to pay one of their extortionate packages for Wi-Fi. And would I want to use it for this? Not really. But this, I can have Ridge Racer and I can play it. So yeah, that's when it comes to the gaming. But if we're talking this ergonomics and hands, obviously this feels great because it's just a DualSense controller cut in half. So it is fantastic. This, I can fling in my bag and screen's protected. It's just more practical. This whole 3ds XL clam shape, I can close it. I can fling it in there. I don't have to worry about a case. Open it back up and we're good to go. This, I have to be careful. I don't think I'd want to drop this. I don't think I would. But there you go. But this, yeah, so ergonomically, yes, I would prefer a Portal. And if I'm somewhere with a stable connection, yeah, I prefer the Portal. But those are ifs, buts, and maybes. This here is a proper portable machine. Clamshell. Just like the PSP 3000. Just like the PSP 1000. Just a proper portable. Don't have to worry about anything. Just like, I don't know, the OLED Vita. Don't have to worry about it. It's just there to play your games on. Just like the Vita. Slim. You can just play your stuff. Hell. Just like this. Oh my god, you had to spoil it, didn't you? You can't just turn on and be where you are. Okay, what? A. And then press home 3 times. Why do you have to press the home button 3 times? See, that's what I'm saying. This is why you just not. No, you're not even going in the list. You know, I'm going to turn you down. I'm going to turn you down at the back. You don't deserve to be there. Flip's sake. You just couldn't. There's always one out to spoil the party. There's always one. Anyway, I hope you all are well. I hope you are in good health. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's been a ramble, it's been long, but hey, it's what I do. If you want to give it a thumbs up, go ahead. If you want to give it a thumbs down, go ahead. If you want to leave a comment, that'd be cool. What do you think about handhelds? Do you have a handheld? What do you think about Ridge Racer on handhelds? Virtual Racing, Outrun Coast to Coast, SP 2006, whatever, OG Ridge Racer. What do you like if you can get a chance to play these games? Or did you like when you had these machines? Because you're probably old and don't have enough time now. Because you got family and kids and wives. Well, not wives, but you know what I mean. Partners. Hey. This is Unikronn. I'm out. Peace.